All right, guys, we're jumping in with Claire. We're going to do some testing real quick. I made some assumptions, some claims, and I'm kind of looking to see if they hold true. Um, okay, so
If you don't mind, want to see what I'm carrying?
yes, I want to see why you no longer have clothes. Um, I don't know what I just did, but it wasn't good. All right, so we got no other recourse. Um, holy cow, she does. Oh, she has a hat. She has a hat. Okay, let's hope everything else is just fine. Okay, so
Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go.
all right, let's see where we're at here. This one. Okay, so nothing there. Um, speak to Admiral Logan. What remains? Investigate Oracle. So that has popped for us, but we don't have to do it. Mantis, we haven't done yet. So we've done Beyond the Veil, Job Gone Wrong, One Small Step, The Old Neighborhood. So we've done The Old Neighborhood. All right. So we haven't talked to Sam. Got to talk to Vladimir, and he should. We looks like we found Andresia, but since we're locked into Sarah for her thing, and then return to Vectira to save what's his name. All right. So now we got our bearings about us. All right, so let's knock this out real quick. What we're going to do is, this is all about this is pretty much about this is about, we better look at it too. Watchtower and the issues that I'm having with Watchtower. One of the videos you probably just recently saw me post was a video stating that Finn hates Watchtower. And in truth, so do I at this point. And it's really because of the issues that we're having with it. And I don't think that the issues. All right, so we got it on very easy. I'm actually going to switch it to hard. Now, hard, it just means the ambushes occur more frequently. Watchtower will not actually kick in the ambushes will happen, but, or will they? They won't happen until after we get our first one. Isn't that right? We have to get our first one before it would kick in. So we're going to switch that to Old Neighborhood. And what it means is shortly after meeting Constellation, it will kick in. So that should kick in anytime now. The bounty, the trackers thing really doesn't matter at this point because it's probably, we should have already. And yes, I even remember just seeing the thing there for us. Now, Shattered Space was supposed to be delayed, but it isn't, so obviously that doesn't matter at this point. This doesn't make a difference. Shattered Space already popped for us probably before we put this on with this playthrough. And we've got that. We've got, and then now, here's the thing that we're going to be looking at. And what I'm really looking at is what I'm looking for and looking at is here. I don't feel like Bedlam should actually be affecting Watchtower at all. Bedlam is a POI mod that should only affect POIs. But we've all seen and noticed that even with Doomship, the mod, the creation Doomship, we ran into a situation where we had endless spawns of Terramorphs. I mean, literally, it was unending. Every time we stepped on a spawn spot, another set of Terramorphs would spawn for us. And, 3 to 4 Terramorphs would just spawn every time we went past a certain point. And didn't matter. Didn't matter how many times it was, it just never stopped until I used console codes to leave the area. So it was going to keep spawning as long as we kept doing the same thing over and over again. And then when we went outside, they spawned again. And when we went past a certain point, and I was like, this trigger is unending. It's like, it just won't stop. So, and instead of 1 Terramorph spawning, we would get 2 or 3 or 4. And I think the randomness of that was affected by this as well. Either this or by Darkstar. Okay? Darkstar is going to do that too. It's going to increase enemies. It's going to change the dynamic of the game. So either Darkstar or Bedlam. In all honesty, my money is probably on Darkstar doing it, but we have to test it and basically rule out if Bedlam's doing it. So we're gonna first try to go to Cassiopeia, and run through Sarah's quest, and we'll probably get stopped along the way. I'm gonna quick save. We gotta go down. Why is it? Are you serious? Is he really? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. What? Alright, so we can't talk to him until Eyewitness. Meet Hadrian in New Atlantis. Oh, man. Alright, so they're waiting for us up here, but we gotta go meet Hadrian first. Hadrian is probably either down. Yep, she's downstairs. And Oh man, we're stuck with Sarah, period. Okay. We're gonna. Oh shoot. I didn't want to do that either. You have to forgive me. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. It's late in the day, and I'm just not thinking clearly, obviously. And so right now, I'm a little mush brained. I don't understand what's happening. You know, preseason is in full effect. So football's going on, and then my brain is just not functioning here. So the key right now, though, is we need to get in and see exactly what's going on, right? So this is our normal settings. So this is our normal settings. So what we're going to do is we're going to, well, actually it's not our normal settings because we do have, what's the name, set to hard. So basically anywhere we jump to, we should probably get ambushed and basically, how do you want to say, initiated into the Watchtower.
How are you today? You will be scanned as you enter the city.
Quest line.
Hey, what can I do for you?
All right, let's see. Can you top off the fuel tanks?
We'll have it filled for you in no time.
And I like to view my vehicles.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Well, we're gonna make the Hammer our new vehicle. Okay. And that's about it. What ship is this? What have we done to this ship? Oh, that is very interesting. What we've decided to do to this ship. Okay. All right. Well, let's get on board. Hey, at least you came dressed.
Captain Brooks, it is pleasant to see you.
It is pleasant to see you too, Vasco. All right. Let's just pick a spot to go jump. Uh-huh. Sakharov. Wait, what's over here? Star Station. Anything else? Nothing. Oh, hey, wait. Hostile activity? Oh, we know there's a star station over. Well, that's a different one, I think. Hostile activity. Okay. We're gonna jump to Delta Pavonis. Oh, dang. Oh, look at this. We got 3 different Watchtower listening posts. We got hostile activity over there. We got United Colonies merchant over there. Urgent distress signal. We'll go check it out. My wife is texting me.
Open fire! Fire!
Alright. Who are they firing at? Oh, me. Me? What little old me? I'm not doing anything. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm already down to 0? We're gonna die just like that out of the box.
Taking out their grab drive.
I got this.
Somebody get our shields up. Alright, our shields are back up. Can we blow up at least one of their ships? Are we like... What the heck? Shields up. Shields up. Alright, hold on, sir. Oh, I know what's going on. God dang it. Yes, I forgot. Oh, up here. No rest for the wicked. Alright. Next. Is that all of them? Holy schmolies. Alright, there's several things going on. One. That kind of sucked. Alright. You definitely need the ship parts. That's for certain. I was playing the other day and could not get ship parts to save for the life of it. It's like, gosh. And no matter how many like battles I got in, not a single one of them was giving me ship parts. All right. First things first, we got to get up out of here. Okay. So first things we gotta do is, and then here's the funny
What's
part.
up?
I may have to build myself. Why do I not have diagnostics terminal there? I don't have a diagnostics terminal. There it is. All right. Well, before I put one down, let's make sure I don't already have one. All right. You. What's up in here? Anything? It would make sense just to stick you right there. Turn you around. Go. Right. And then now here's the funny part. Uninstall. Out in the blackness is not for us. I have decided I do not like out in the blackness. Hey, Andrasia. Man, I wish you could come with us. You actually kind of look good right there. Well, always look good, but... Alright. So, first things first, we gotta fix our ship. And then we gotta get back at it. Everybody's awfully quiet. Is that Emily? Emily's with us now? Okay. I guess that's good. What's this over here? Alright, we don't want that. Alright. And this is United Colonies Merchant. Urgent distress signal. Now, I don't think when you are just jumping from planet to planet within a system that you run in. You check that. Okay, time out. Okay. This is going to be our experiment. All right. Everybody knows what that means. This way, we can take our time, count how many ships are in the system with us, and then figure out exactly what we're going to end up doing. But right now, we've jumped into the system once we start to see. Alright. I want to say there's at least 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, not all of them are Watchtower. Alright. It's just little old us. Okay? Now, the first time they take us down, it's supposed to be only just 3. I think we just got another spawn in. Did you see that? There's like double as many ships. Our game may not even hold up with the number of ships that we're dealing with. You see how many spawn in. Were we supposed to at any point win this? Okay, we should already be dead. We should already been blown up. So what I'm wondering was the intent, and then I've said this many a time, was the intent that we give up and jump out of the system, right? Knowing that we can't win. All right, so we've blown one up. Was that the intent? It's so hard. There's so many ships. I'm being pummeled, right? But I'm not dying because I put the EGM, the God mode on. But I'm being pummeled. Like I can't even steer straight. Because look, lasers come back. Now, eventually, I am going to jump out. But right now, we are intent on at least taking down this dude. But do you see what I'm talking about here? Right? Something is bringing in a crap ton of Watchtower spawn. This isn't like some joke or anything like that where I would have gone into the command console and said, you know, spawn 100 ships. I mean, literally, that's what we're talking about. I mean, there's not 100 here. Right now, I'm just running away from the ship. But you see what I'm saying? And then, even as I take one out here and there, there's such a abundance and overload of ships that I can't take them all. I can't, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem like the number of them ever goes down. And technically right now, there's no way to know how many I actually have on. And it just feels like this keeps growing. So then, like I said, what was the thought process here? What was the ultimate outcome that we wanted from here? And is this clearly the way it was supposed to be? Right? But check out. So, I mean, so here's the thing that I think. There's only a couple of outcomes that you could have possibly wanted from this scenario. One is for me to retreat. Right? So, yeah, like overwhelming odds, get out of the system, retreat. You know, like know when you're outmatched, and you know, get out of the system. That makes sense, kind of. You know, that kind of does. That kind of makes sense. It's like, yeah, get out of the system because there's way too many ships. And you'll never be able to take them. You know, get out of the system. Because you'll never be able to take them all. So jump. Or the only other outcome I can see here is you want to kill me. This is why you brought in this many ships. You've decided he needs to die, and this is the only way to do it. And the sheer number that we're talking about is just crazy. And like I said, it just makes no sense to have this many ships. Spawn in. It really doesn't. And So the question becomes, all right, what setting did I put that caused this many ships to spawn in? All right, now, yes, we did change the setting to make the spawns happen more frequently. That is the case, but the setting didn't say that it was going to make more ships appear. And plus, this is what happens to me basically 9 times out of every 10 times. Every 10 times I get get Watchtower in there, this is what happens. This is how it happens. There are occasions where I'll get like maybe only 10 ships that I have to take out. And as you can see, it doesn't matter if I'm alone or have other ships as backup. There's a crap ton of spawns no matter what. And then we did see where the number of ships that spawned in, we had 10 originally. So, but we did see where we did get a reinforcements that came in. And then I'm not expecting for the reinforcements to be endless, right? To just keep spawning in more and more reinforcements. That's not what I'm thinking is going to happen. What my problem is that the odds right now are already overwhelming. And then so it, like I said, if I was on normal right now, I'd be dead already. So now, only thing I can do at this point, I'm gonna scan, is we're gonna say, okay, well, Delta Pavonis, we are gonna jump over here to Captain Star. We're gonna jump right here, and we're gonna get out of there. Now, the only reason, again, like that encounter is going to end because we decided to jump out. So, one, like I said, the scenarios, the possible scenarios here are, oops, wrong thing. Is either you wanted me to jump out, that's why you jumped in 10 ships right off the bat, and basically, it was going to be fight or flight. And the smart move is to live to fight another day. Or something I have, either Dark Star Game Overhaul or Bedlam, because those are the only ones I can think of. There could be any one of the other ones, right? But the other ones are POI centric mods to increase or to change them up. These two are the two mods that actually affect enemies. And I have to think the Watchtower ships are also being classified as enemies. So it's going to make more of them appear. So that's where we stand. And so yeah, it is kind of a pain, so we're gonna jump over to Eridani. See what happens in that jump. But right now, somebody, anybody in the chat, just let me know, what do you think? Am I wrong with the two possible outcomes that were the two desired outcomes there? One being, like, I realize I'm overwhelmed and, I jump out of the system. So it's forced retreat. Basically kind of a reminder, hey, you're still human. You're not superhuman. You know, whenever I used to be a DM, you know, playing pen and paper, you know, sometimes you got to hit them hard, or not hit them hard, but you got to throw some overwhelming odds at them to see how they react, to also remind them you're not invincible, you know. And then also, hey, sometimes you start throwing caution to the wind is going to bite you in the butt. So, you know, just basically kind of a, you know, a come to Jesus moment, right? You know, hey, you need to remember you're not invincible. You know, you've got through some tough scrapes, but remember they were tough scrapes and you did all you can to get through them. So let's not start getting a little cocky, not getting all, you know, uppity and starting to feel yourselves, right? So you hit them up and then you throw something at them and you say, okay. And then I always ran a NPC with, usually I would run a NPC with the group kind of to help provide hints and nudges in the right direction which they needed to go. And I do remember there were 2 different times that I would nudge and say, we need to get out of here. No, really, we need to leave. You know, and then, you know, the group starting to feel themselves. And I remember one time I had to actually rewrite the campaign per se, right in the middle, because they felt themselves. They would not leave the area that I told them over and over and over again. And I said, you know, they didn't want to leave. And so they got hit with overwhelming odds. And they got hit with a wizard that was way more powerful than they were prepared to handle. And a fireball up the butt hurts just as bad. You know, no matter how strong you think you are. You know? And so, yeah, changed everything. Changed the whole dynamic, right? And then right in the middle. So, that's why I like I said, I wonder, is it intentional? Are they trying to force me to jump out? To say, hey, this is too much. We got to jump out of here. We got to move. Or, and they, like I said, the other thing is because the only other outcome possibility there was it wanted to kill me. You know, it wanted to basically kill the character right then and there. And it's like, well, that wouldn't have been smart either way, right? It's like, okay, I respawn and then boom, jump out of the system, which is still basically telling me, you know, you're not superhuman. So to me, derelict metropolis. So those are the 2 possibilities, but I don't think, and then for the life of me, I'm like, but that can't be it. So yes, it has to be. I want to look at this. I don't think there's really anything I can do with this right now.
Solid docking job there. Nice one.
Because the next thing we need to do is jump to another system. God dang, Sarah, calm down. Vasco.
Good day, Captain.
All right. Now, yes, I do remember that we still have God mode toggled, so whatever we find here or run into.
I am engaging the enemy.
Okay. I know what this is. You notice I haven't really gotten back to him yet. What's happened here is, I think this is a mutiny situation. and someone, engaged the robots, and basically the robots took everybody out. I think Ibanez and Wayland back there were part of the crew that. Yep, Thybule is the one that started the mutiny. He was the one that wanted to become in charge. Yeah, because I've run across this. So you guys are wondering, why don't I just take them out? But no point, unless my other crew members are down. Toggle mode, this God mode is like the bomb. Now, Sarah usually gets mad at me when I destroy, what do you call it? Why am I I'm trying to reload and there's no need for it. I was looking for a magazine. I thought there was a magazine here. So there's more.
Catastrophic damage.
Oh, look, weapons. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. There's Captain Oswald. He's got some money on him. Oh, we can't leave this. And then there's a key for Dr. Farrow's computer. So, Captain got sick. There's someone who's like the second mate or whatever, who's inexperienced, gets put in charge, and they didn't like it. The rest of the crew didn't like it, especially Thybule. And he convinced the others that this guy didn't know what he was doing, and so somehow they determined, or somehow they doctored up some of the things to make it look like the first mate was the one that poisoned the captain. And turns out he didn't, but we're going to take that. 35K? 10K? Alright. But the mutiny was starting, and the first mate just felt so threatened that he decided, oh well, I'll program the robots to, and then one thing led to another, and everything went to heck, and everyone died as a result. Okay. There's more bodies on the ship. Sarah hasn't said anything yet, so if she's mad at me, we don't know it yet. Alright. I think his body moved. Isn't there another way down? Hey, Vasco. And Dr. Burroughs. So So Captain Oswald. First Mate Reckle. And I think it's First Mate Reckle who's the one that everybody had issues with and didn't want to follow any longer. And so I think this is the way we came in and we just bypassed it. Oop. Vacuum tape. All right, sir. Let's get that. Let's roll. Let's rock and roll. We got things to do. People to see. Now, why I didn't try to take over the ship?
We're loose.
Not really worth it. All right, let's jump. Oh, so that's where we are. Combat signatures. All right, so we're gonna jump up here to Tau Ceti. And Tau Ceti 2 is where we originally started. So let's just jump there and see what it says. Should already be. Alright, we'll get new data. What do we got? Like combat signatures. Not really interested. Ooh, a ship. The Emosu. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Thanks for answering. So, a little context. My partner and I are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We met over a hail, just like this one. I was in need of ship parts, and my husband, saint that he is, offered to help. And to commemorate the event, we're inviting random passersby on board.
No thanks.
Not a problem. We'll catch you later then.
Alright, you be good. Happy anniversary. Just not interested. Alright, powerful hostile signature. What is this? Alright. What's this here? Van Maren and Stall. Probably won't get attacked there. But we're gonna jump in. So why I took away out in the blackness? It was, in my opinion, overly complicated to the point where it just wasn't effective for me. It just wasn't something. So we got a Galbank secure transport, and then we got hostile activity. I don't think. And then we also have sensor contact. Okay. Alright, so let's go to Vessel. So, for me, what I'd prefer to see is more of a system that you click a button and say run diagnostics, and then it comes back and it gives you a slate of options. Too many jumps too quickly and must cool down. That's fine. That tells us we're not going anywhere. We're not leaving the system. Okay. But we got things we can check out here. Hostile activity, and then there's a ship. So, and the UC Voyager, which tells me it's going to be something annoying for right now. So, what I want to see is something that says, okay, run diagnostics. And then it comes back and it tells me, problem with this, with the grav drive, whatever, is at whatever percent.
Mayday. Any nearby ship, please respond. Thank God you're hopping along. We were jumped by pirates and our grav drive is offline. We need some spare parts to repair it.
Glad to help. Transferring the parts now.
We can't thank you enough. Look me up if you ever make it to Jemison.
Will do.
I'd be glad to repay the favor.
Sounds good. Laters. What are we? Oh, other ships, station, and multiple star stations. What's over here? Is that them? All right, UC Voyager. Okay. We're gonna scan. Back out. What's this one over here? This is hostile activity and then powerful hostile signal. Hostile warp signatures. Trade Authority merchant. Let's go talk to the Trade Authority guy. So grab drive is out, right? And then with a couple of possible ways to fix it, right? If you got the parts, fix it that way. If you don't, you need this and that.
Always a pleasure to meet new potential customers. Interested in the finest the Trade Authority has
Then
to offer?
you have to manufacture it, right?
I've got some cargo that could use a good home.
So for me, it would be like, so it's your grab drive is out. You need, 10 sterile, tubules or whatever you want to call it to repair it. All right. Can we manufacture that? No. Do you have it? No, we got to buy it. So we can't grab jump anywhere. So we got to, figure out how to get it fixed. And, if you can dock somewhere with a ship technician, they can repair it for a cost. So that to me is the way to, so if you're, like you said, if you're out in the blackness, then, if you can repair it yourself with ship parts or whatever, then yeah, let's do it, and let's get it done. But what Out in the Blackness was doing was it gave you the options of running certain diagnostics, but it was too detailed. So you'd run it for this or this or this or this, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, I need to know which one to run it for, and so which one am I supposed to run? And then it's like, okay, so if I run this one and it's not it's just gonna what? I'm just gonna keep cycling through, and then you're gonna make me wait 4 minutes to get an answer, and then I'm like, that's just, for some people, that's probably awesome and exactly the way they want it. But again, for me, no, it is not the way I want it. And it was not awesome. And it was, like I said, it was just, at that point, it was extremely frustrating. And I mean, downright annoying. So I was like, yeah, no, that it just wasn't for me. Not to say that it isn't for anyone else, it just wasn't for me. And I do want a system like that. Well, not like that one, but a system where you are going to have problems. It makes sense for there to be issues. What's the price on that? That's so it makes sense for to have that kind of mechanic in the game, just not the way that one was put together. And so, and I'm not trying to disparage or, you know, make it sound like it was awful. Like I said, it was just partly overwhelming, right? And then just partly like I'm like, wait a minute, no, this is too much. This is way too much. Too much detail, too much to have to concern yourself with. And it's I'm like, and then I guess just for better phrasing, I needed it to be more dumbed down. Just make it so that it's not as it's complicated. For me, it was just way too complicated, way more complicated than it needed to be, and it just, again, it was more frustrating to have to try to figure it out. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, I have been taking it off of every playthrough that I have. It is what it is. Did I pay for it? Yeah, I think it is a paid mod. So, but you live and you learn. And I wanted to try it out because if I'm not mistaken, Out in the Blackness is a paid mod, and then there's not a shuttle service, but a salvage services. So if you do get stranded, you can call to get picked up. So it wasn't like it was going to just leave you completely stranded out there on your own. You did have a way of getting back. Oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. But see, I hate how it's jumping around like that. See how it's doing that? It's jumping around on you. And it's like, can you stop? I'll tell you what. Here we go. I am selling these things, right? All right, hold on. Before I screw myself out of what I'm trying to do here. Need to sell that. Okay, resources. I really think what the contraband is going to be is the Watchtower stuff. It's only 3. So might as well. There we go. Then okay, get rid of that. So yeah, Out in the Blackness is just not something that we're continuing to use. And that's why right now it's important for me to figure out what's going on with Watchtower. Because it is a $10 mod, right? But if I can't jump into a system without being bombarded and just completely overloaded and kind of just chased out of that system by, by Watchtower, then that becomes a problem, becomes problematic because potentially we could be doing exactly what we're doing now.
Trade Authority here. I'm open for business. Sound good? I'll trade anything and everything, my friend. If it's got market value, we'll hold it.
I already took all your money, so thank you. So, but as you can see, like right now, we're kind of, I don't want to say we're stuck in this system, but that is what's going on right now. We can't really go anywhere until our grav drive is better. Now, this is the Sonder is cool, and it's always kind of fun to do. So if you ever run across it, I say go ahead and do it. We're not going to do it today.
Hail acknowledged. System damage critical.
Now, I get confused because there's the Colander, which is an actual ship that's floating around. That one is cool to do. The Sonder is okay to do. Okay, this is going to be, if we were to dock, we would have to fight a bunch of spacers and everything. So, but it is a cool thing to go do and get, some experience, and also the possibility of picking up, loot. So if you're needing to, it's cool. What we need to figure out right now is our ship ready to jump? Because we're ready to jump. We're going to go to Carinay. I think Watchtower has some stage fright. So one thing you probably noticed, and I'm a little curious about it myself right now, is it seems every system we go to, there's at least one star station. Now, I'm going to show you what this star station is all about. So if you look at, we come on up here, you can see it's kind of torn apart. It's the remnants of a star station. It is part of the Tiny Reasons to Explore Space mod. So when you board, and right now I believe it's going to be me and Sarah. Oh, God. Okay, so this is the second character that is doing this with. So come in here. I'm going to come down to Watchtower. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to take that off. And then I'm going to come back. We're gonna put it back on. Okay. So good. Where's the other one? Did he drift away? So what you're gonna end up with is usually a quick encounter with one or two, possibly even three, but mostly. So we get here, then so we got our encounter here, and then if you actually scan, you're gonna have some quick loot here as well. And then up here you can see. So these are empty. Crate has the trauma packs in it. And if I'm not mistaken, this crate probably has something in it as well. It does not. Alright. Where was the other thing? These are all empty. Okay, that's. We already got that one. Got those. That's all. We believe we already covered those. There we go. Science crate. Yes. For science. Okay. In truth, I believe we got everything. And so before we leave, now you can't get to every spot in here that I know of. I do believe at some point you kind of run into your invisible walls, and there's but so much you can do, and you can't go directly to your ship and get on. So you can see back up. Whoa. All right, and then what's over here? Oh, a ship. All right, I'm gonna go over there, but if it's like, I don't think it's a derelict ship. We're gonna go over there and check it out real quick. But if it's just, yeah, see, it's not there. Not sure what's up with it though. What hell?
We've had a sighting in the sector. Varun zealots.
Okay.
Don't know if they're still in the area or not, but we've been cleared to engage and take care of them. You should feel free to do the same.
Roger that. If I see them, they're toast.
Appreciate it. You'd be making the skies safer for everyone. Fly safe now.
Well, you tell us to go attack Varun zealots, and then you come back and you tell us to fly safe. You can't have both. You gotta make up your mind. Attacking other ships, it's not the safest thing in the world to be doing. Faint signal. It's probably smuggler. Don't know if we really wanna. I think we're gonna jump out of the system. Alright, Alpha Andraste.
Something I can do for you?
Heard anything interesting?
As far as ship rations go, nothing holds a candle to that Canuck poutine stuff. Just the right kind of wrong.
Oh god. That's it. Peace out. I don't know what that's all about. Well, we're about to find out. Dang it. I didn't realize this is where it was.
Hey, are you picking this up? My ship's in bad shape. I could use a hand over here.
Okay, so this is a mod, Everbright. So we get here, Alana's ship is, not toast, but it's in bad shape. So we have to basically save her from the frost marked. Alright, so there's Sarah. Well, they did a number on you.
Well, this is a mess. Frostmarked bastards burn whatever they can't loot. Appreciate the rescue.
Who are they?
Bunch of frozen-blooded raiders. They didn't used to be this bad. Territorial? Sure. But they had their own rules. Feels like something's changed. They don't just chase people off anymore. They hunt.
Well, your ship looks like toast. Where are you headed?
stranded now. Unless you're feeling generous. I was on my way to the Everbright Sanctum. If you can get me there, I'd be grateful.
Oh, well, how grateful are we talking? Wait, what's the Everbright Sanctum?
It's the kind of place you don't want to leave once you see it.
Really?
Well, as long as you can stand some quirks, that is. Let's talk planet side. I prefer conversations without the vacuum of space. Deal?
Alright, let's get you to the Sanctum.
Knew I liked you. Let's get moving.
Okay, so there's not much we can do right now. Well, I'm not leaving med packs behind. Come on now. Alright, so. So what we gotta do now is blow up her ship. No. Alright, so Everbright Sanctum. We'll be generous, kind. But I do think we can't do anything here more than the initial stuff because we're locked in with Sarah. So we can't do anything. We can't bring on other people yet.
Come on, follow me.
Oh, dang. Slow down. Slow down. I just got my these are new legs. Holy cow. Girl. Do you see this? Hey?
You feel that? Like the world's holding its breath. The Everbright Sanctum. This is why people come here. Not just for the view, though that doesn't hurt. You see, every last one of these people was supposed to be dead. Terminal cases. Nothing left but goodbyes and waiting for the end. Then they came here and just stopped dying. No cures, no surgeries, just life. They say it's the Everbright, a relic from a time before us. Pilgrims walk through these gates on their last legs and suddenly they've got time again. Years, maybe forever, as long as they stay close. There's someone here you should meet. Tobin. He found the Everbright and built a life around it. I told him what happened up there.
Okay, what do you do here?
I handle the off-world shipping, mostly their plants. Rare, delicate, expensive stuff. I get them where they need to go. I keep the local traders supplied too. If it shows up in a crate, odds are I brought it in. Well, that's what I did, until the Frostmark tore my ship apart.
Okay, so how does this place work really?
Pilgrims tend to land, grow what they can. But more than anything, they enjoy life here, really live it. Like every day is something worth tasting. Then there are the off-worlders like me, running trade and offering services. People look out for each other. It's quiet. Simple. Feels like something from another time.
Alright, and so what happens when a pilgrim leaves?
It's happened. Not often, but yes. They always think they're fine. But once they're out of reach, the sickness comes back. Faster sometimes. Like whatever was holding them up finally lets go.
Alright then, let's go meet Tobin.
This way.
Oh, no. Girl, you need to pick a speed. There's Tobin right here. See? Right there, you can see. It's Tobin.
We came close to losing more than a friend today. You saved Alana's life, and for that, you have my thanks. She does more than deliver goods. She delivers hope. Her work binds this place to the stars, and that is no small thing.
I just bring what people need. And sometimes, remind them there's still a world beyond the valley. Someone has to keep the doors open.
So, you've met the Frostmarked. They live on a nearby planet, out where the ice never melts. Once, that distance was enough. They were content to keep to their cold, harsh but predictable. Now, they stray further, intercept our traders, watch our skies with hunger. It is intention, a pattern, and that is concerning. Alana may have told you what this place does, but what it is, that's a more difficult truth. Let me show you what it truly is.
Tobin? The Frostmarked are at the outer gate. They say we've attacked them. They're demanding to speak with you.
Thank you, Stephen. The Everbright will have to wait. Come, let us meet them with open eyes.
Are you gonna run too? He sure is.
You're on the Vanguard, right?
You're quite welcome. Well, one thing you can say about these folks, they're runners. They don't waste time getting from point A to point B. Okay.
Let's hear what they have to say.
All right.
Open the gate.
Everfrost watches. His judgment is without flaw. You harbor the one who struck down the Chosen in orbit. We traced the ship. It landed here. That is truth. And now we come to claim recompense.
That's a serious claim, and a dangerous one.
You attacked me. No warning. No demands. You opened fire and tried to kill me. And now you want justice? You started this.
We purge what does not belong. But the one who intervened, you will answer.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Step forward. Bow your head. Face the trial of cold judgment.
No. This person defended a life under attack. I will not deliver them to you like prey. Your faith may demand blood, but the Everbright does not answer to Everfrost.
Then you choose defiance. You protect the guilty.
I protect the living.
Refuse judgment, and Everfrost will deliver it by force.
I may find a way to delay this, to consider our options. But I will not allow violence inside these walls.
I'll face them alone. Just go ahead and close the gate behind me. It won't take long.
I won't lie and say I agree, but if this is the path you choose, I will not stand in your way.
I'd be dead in orbit if not for you. So if you're walking out there, I'm going with you.
It's alright. You stay here. I know what I'm doing.
You'd better.
Close the gate.
You walk with purpose. That much, even ever.
I'm gonna find you! Good! More fire on him! Ah! Oh! One down!
Did I not let him finish his statement? It didn't sound like he had much to say worthwhile or worth hearing. So I didn't see a purpose. You know? It just sounded like wah, 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 wah. Right? I'm sorry. Are all these bullets... Are all these bullets, like, bothering you? No! I was about to take your ship! No! I was about to take your ship! That was rude. How dare you? Come over here. Attack my friends. Where's the bodies? Don't tell me they took the bodies. They didn't take the bodies that quick. There's gotta be one right here. There's one right here. Where's the loud mouth? Where's the big mouth guy? Yeah, there's a couple right here. And then this guy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sir? Oh, sorry. Okay. You can close the gate now. We're done. Now, of course, that fight would have been a lot different if we didn't still have God mode toggle. I should really untoggle that.
Watch your back.
I would like her to follow me for a while, but watch this.
Sure. Let's go make some bad decisions together.
Ooh. She is following us. That's weird. Because Sarah's following us too.
So, it's done. Not the path I hoped for, but perhaps the only one left. Well, judgment was never theirs to give, but you returned. That matters.
I should have been there. But I'm glad you made it back.
For now,
And then once you
the
get hurt,
storm
little
passes
bird.
us by, but it will return. We will speak shortly. First, take a moment to understand where you are. When you are ready, I will explain what the Everbright is, and what we may be standing against. Alana, perhaps you can introduce our guest to Leslie. Leslie handles orientation, and knows more about this place than most. I will be at the vault when you are done.
All right. Come on. I'll take you to Leslie. Then you can go see Tobin and find out what all this is really about.
You said you were going to take me to Leslie.
You good? Thanks for checking in.
This is interesting. Meet the mysterious individual at Stardock. Do we already have that? We got too many things going on. Okay, she wants us to go in here. Okay, she was supposed to be taking us to him, but apparently the big blue shiny thing over his head is our indicator that that's Leslie.
Ah, there you are. New arrival, right?
Yes.
Welcome to Everbright Sanctum. We are so glad you made it.
Well,
Not a pilgrim, Leslie.
Oh, not a pilgrim. My mistake.
It's all right.
Well, everyone ends up here for a reason. That is what I say. Some come looking for more time, some for peace, and a few just sort of crash their way into it. This is Everbright Commons.
We are
Reception
the
is here,
latter.
obviously. You can get something to eat or drink right here, and nothing fancy, but it does the job. And yes, we even have our own little bank just up the stairs. Want the quick tour of the rest of the place?
Sure, go for it.
The vault is just down a small path through the garden. Easy to miss if you are not looking. Past that is the farm. That is where the pilgrims grew all their strange and wonderful plants. The trade house sits just beside it. A couple of friendly traders. Useful stuff if you need it. Then there are the pods. That is where most people sleep. Quiet, private, and with a view you will not forget. And if you follow the path down toward the edge, the jetty is there. Water is calm. Good place to clear your head. I think that about covers it.
Okay. Tobin will be waiting for you at the vault. Meanwhile, I'll see if I can convince the galaxy my ship is worth saving. Catch you later.
Okay. Well, luckily we have these little blue things that kind of show us the way.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I know your type. The freewheeling space ace. Must be nice.
Well, we can always talk about it over coffee, tea, or me. Bye. Hey, come on. Freewheeling space ace. Do I look like the freewheeling space ace? Okay.
Alana told you what this place does. This is the Everbright, the heart of the sanctum. Everyone here came carrying something that could not be fixed. Diseases, degeneration, failures no medicine could stop. But it does not heal. It does not fix what is broken. It simply holds, as if time itself forgets how to move while you remain within its reach. This is not salvation. It is stillness, stretched out like a breath that never ends. It spoke to me once. Well, not the Everbright itself, but something within it, a voice. I do not know what triggered it, or why it chose that moment. It identified itself as the Overseer Protocol. It spoke of 3 systems: Everbright to preserve, Everfrost to remember, and Everstorm to drive evolution. And then it went silent. It has not spoken since. I believe the Overseer is something that links the machines together, coordinates them. These systems were meant to work together, each one holding part of something larger, and that larger whole is faltering.
Do you know who built this?
There's nothing to say who made it. Just a few broken panels, fused into a wall like they've been there forever.
Alright, and then how does Everbright work?
We do not know. Some believe it manipulates entropy. Others say time. But it does not reverse damage. It simply holds it still.
So there's more of these machines out there?
3 that I know of, each bound to a different world. Everbright, Everfrost, and the Everstorm. Preservation, memory, evolution. We sent someone to reach Everstorm once. Bright, capable, but they never returned. I had hoped we might learn something useful, a way forward. But perhaps the system wasn't ready. Or perhaps we weren't.
Okay, and these Frostmark, who are they?
They serve the Everfrost. a machine like this one, but with a different purpose. They used to be distant, isolated. Now they act more like pirates, and their words have changed. They speak of judgment, of purity. They revere Everfrost like a god, but these machines were never meant to be worshipped.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll head on over to Everfrost, trying to understand what's going on over there.
I would not ask it of you, but someone needs to go. And if you are the one to go, I trust you to see it clearly. Something is wrong with the Everfrost. If it is broken, twisted, or becoming something it was never meant to be, it must be understood. You held the Frostmarked off, but unless the Everfrost is made right, they will return, in greater numbers, with greater purpose. Speak with Alana before you go. She knows more about the Frostmarked than anyone here. Safe travels.
And speak of the devil. Running all over the place.
So, you and Tobin had your little chat. Everything nice and mysterious in there?
In here, you're with us? Are they helping you with your ship?
I'm calling in a few favors. She'll fly again, just not today.
I'm heading out to Everfrost.
Oh, good. You know exactly what you're getting into, right?
I do. Not really. I figured I'd just wing it.
Right. So that fleet of Frostmarked ships in their orbit, no problem?
No problem. And I'm great at improvising, especially under fire.
Bold strategy?
Dangerous. Ill-advised.
Ill-advised?
Slightly
ridiculous?
Yeah.
And here I thought I was the reckless one.
You are.
Look, I know where the Everfrost is located, and I know their ways. I'm not about to sit this one out. I'm coming with you.
I would have thought nothing less. That's fine. Excellent. I was getting tired of talking to myself.
Well, now you've got someone who talks back. Loudly. And with better ideas.
Well,
There should be 4, maybe 5 Frostmarked ships in orbit. You'll need to clear them before we make for the surface. But first, I promised a couple of traders we'd stop by. They're a bit special. You'll see what I mean. The kind of people who make even me feel normal. Shouldn't take long. Then we can get back to dealing with frozen cultists and orbital mayhem. Come on, follow me.
You know, the interesting part is who's following who? Hold on a sec. Do. All right, I want that. And I want that. Wow. Okay.
files. Again.
They were numeric strings. Now they have soul.
Boomy McShootface is not soul.
It is when it's armed.
Well, it was there for the taking. Okay.
Hey. So this is the legend. You're alive, standing, and didn't blow anything up on the way in. That's 3 wins already.
Right?
Hello there. I'm Theo. Trader of things some people call dangerous. I call them misunderstood.
Me too.
And I'm Ella, trader of things that don't usually explode.
Well, that's no fun.
Also, he's my brother. I checked, regrettably.
We don't agree on inventory. Or most things, really. We argue professionally and sell things on the side.
If you need something dangerous, talk to him. If you want to not die, talk to me.
Stock up if you need anything.
Well, I don't want to die.
Impulse buys are the backbone of any great adventure.
Aren't they? You hit it right on the nail. Then, yes, you hit the nail right on the head. Let's talk to you.
Hello.
I want to see what you got.
Yeah, sure thing. Take a look.
Particularly, I just want to see what you were pointing to. All right. Okay. A very disappointing selection. Okay, so this diplomat's homesteader's outerwear. That is interesting. What I like about it, though, we don't want an ever bright uniform. Okay. Just seeing what you got. Just seeing what you got. Okay. Resources. Resources. Yes. Because of real fuel, we make it a point to stock up on. All right. Okay. It's not overly expensive, so might as well stock up. Don't need that much. Where is fiber? Okay. I mean, we got plenty of money. Well, thank you.
Hello.
Let's see what you got, buddy.
Oh, you're gonna love this stuff.
Well, that remains to be seen. I'm not feeling any kind of overwhelmed yet with the stuff that you're presenting to me. All right, Semi-automatic. Semi-automatic. Holy cow. Man, I tell you. Holy cow, these things are expensive. I think I want some of my money back, bud. Okay. Gracias.
Ready?
No. Yeah, let's get that first.
If we're not knee-deep in trouble in 10 minutes, I'll be disappointed.
Oh, dang. Look at you. Well, what I need is a bench, an industrial workbench. If I'm not knee-deep in industrial workbench pretty soon, I will be greatly disappointed. Really? I probably have one on my ship somewhere.
Yes?
What we'll do is we'll check here in the commons.
Howdy.
Howdy. Seriously. See, you got the mission board. Probably would have been faster for me to go to my ship. Okay. So, right here, real quick, we can recycle. And then, I think, a couple of these spacesuits. Okay. So unless we have a workshop. Okay. No! Were you Emily?
Yes?
Did she really hear me? Vasco? Okay. So that's where we're going to end it today. I wanted to get more encounters with Watchtower so we could see more evidence of just how the spawns are working. But we just weren't getting quite that many. I don't know if I need to just go ahead and go to Stardog, start things up with Torin, and get Watchtower into full gear before we start seeing a lot more spawns, so that we can actually see exactly what is happening there. The other thing was we didn't get a chance to turn down the Bedlam stuff because we weren't getting the spawns that we wanted to see if there was an impact. What I'm probably going to have to do is, we got so many quest lines that are all jumbling together right now. So we have the UC thing that has to get finished up. So we got to go do that meeting with Adrian and everything, the eyewitness. That'll proceed things. We got to finish up the in memoriam for Sarah. That is her quest line. And then this one is in full effect. And then also the Watchtower is in full effect if we have to go meet Torin at the Star Dock. So you can see they're all kind of meshing together right now. We weren't getting the additional spawns every time we were jumping in to the different systems, but I think that might just be because we haven't officially kicked off Watchtower, in the sense that the next thing that we have to go do is, you know, the very first introductory mission to the arrays and everything like that. And I think once that happens, that's when we're going to see the impact of turning up the settings and everything. So until we do that, it's going to probably still be very random and very rare. So we'll keep looking, we'll keep digging in. That's all we can do for now. So any ideas, any comments, any suggestions? If you know for a fact that, yeah, neither one has an effect, or if you know for a fact that, yes, Dark Star game overhaul is going to cause part of it, or if you know for a fact that, yeah, Bedlam is, you know, because it's counting the enemies as opposed to, you know, they're counting as enemies. But again, it should be working on POIs and not just anywhere randomly, right? But then again, maybe that is the whole point of it. Anywhere you face enemies, you can get reinforcements and more. The problem is the amount of reinforcements and what we're seeing and the extra enemies in the first place is just, it's overwhelming and probably way too much to survive. So, all right, guys. So remember, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All right, later.